Hi guys, it's Jessica, and welcome to this edition of the Quotation Bank revision tutorials, designed to help you in preparation for your GCSE English Literature exams. Today we'll take a key quotation from the text and provide a great model for how to go about analysing it and getting the most out of it in an exam, as well as providing you with the framework for an excellent revision activity you can then do on your own. In this episode we will be looking at Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, following the format of our Quotation Bank study guides, where we take 25 key quotations and explore interpretations, literary techniques, analysis and suggestions on which essays the quotations could be used in. The Quotation Bank has guides for a variety of GCSE texts available on our website, Amazon or online, so go and have a look, as well as follow us on social media. And if you find this video useful, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe here on YouTube. Today we are exploring a quotation from Act 3, Scene 5, taken as Romeo and Juliet awake from their first night together as husband and wife. A morning such as this should signify so much potential. The start of a new married life together, the herald of a morn, both literally and figuratively, in the joining together of Montague and Capulet, and the completion of the friar's plan to end years of familial turmoil, all accompanied by the beautiful song of the Lark. However, the tragic structure of the play is important here. The audience already know the outcome of the play, and here in Act 3 we are witness to the last time Romeo and Juliet see each other alive before all actions move towards their inevitable end. Therefore, it is only natural that, as so frequently throughout the play, images of nature, beauty and purity become corrupted. After playfully debating whether it is the nightingale or the lark that sings, Juliet painfully admits that it is the lark that sings so out of tune, straining harsh discords and unpleasing sharps. Remember here that in the context of the play, the morning signifies more than just a new day. It also represents the beginning of Romeo's banishment, punishable by death should he be caught. So what are we going to do with this quotation in our answer, and how can the Quotation Bank help you in your exams? The Quotation Bank is designed to make sure every point you make in an essay clearly fulfills the assessment objectives an examiner will be using when marking your work. So let's begin exploring this quotation by looking at interpretation. As you can see here, the interpretation of each quotation allows you to fulfill assessment objective 1, responding to the text and giving an informed personal response. It's important you don't simply explain what the quotation means, but that you give your personal response to its effect on the audience. This quotation comes after Romeo and Juliet have spent the night together before he is banished. The normally beautiful lark, who signals the morning with its song, is now a painful reminder of what the future holds. Our interpretation focuses on the fact that due to the tragic nature of the play, nothing is as it should be, whether that be in society, religion or nature. Children are marrying in secret, without their families' blessings and away from their loved ones. Friars are using religious ceremonies as a weapon of stealth after all other attempted resolutions have failed. And here nature has been subverted, the lark signifying the pain of a new day. The prologue to the play informs the audience of the inevitable tragic outcome. Therefore, although Romeo's fears of what the lark may bring are articulated in the line, "More light and light, more dark and dark our woes," the audience is even more apprehensive of what the lark may signify. For us, we know that harsh discords and unpleasing sharps are only the beginning of their suffering. But now we want to delve into some detailed analysis of how Shakespeare conveys this idea to the audience, and we're going to start by identifying some literary techniques. As you can see here, using subject-specific terminology correctly, in this case the literary devices used by Shakespeare, is a key part of assessment objective 2, and in this quotation there are some very specific language choices, as well as use of symbolism and sibilants. It is really important at this stage to remember, never simply technique spot. That is, don't just identify literary devices, for example, simply stating Shakespeare has used juxtaposition, or suggests Shakespeare uses imagery to help us picture something clearly. When we identify a literary device, it is vital to analyse the effect of that specific example. And if you don't know what the technique is, it really doesn't matter. It is the analysis that counts. So let's get to that analysis. We have provided as much analysis as possible. It is a great idea to analyse the quotation in detail. You need to do more than just say what it means, but also what effect the language, form and structure has on the audience. For instance, in this quotation, try to bring out analysis of 4 or 5 different elements of it to really give depth to your response. As you can see, in our analysis we have precisely focused on just 1 or 2 words at a time, rather than the whole quotation in one go. So let's analyse some specific details. The lark is usually a bird symbolising morning joy and hope for a new day. Here, joy and optimism have been defeated by pain and pessimism. Even nature has been drawn into the idea of conflict that fills the play. It is important to note that the lark is simply singing as it does every morning. It is human behaviour that causes it to be interpreted so negatively. The symbolic corruption of the lark is also seen within nature at other points in the play. Earlier, the friar states that, within the infant rind of this small flower, poison hath residence and medicine power. These 2 quotations highlight the effect of human hatred on the natural world. Both the lark and the flower are simply existing in their natural state. It is human behaviour that determines whether nature, the lark or the flower, bring medicine or poison, sing or strain. Simple language emphasises the heartbreak of the scene. Straining, harsh and unpleasing perfectly convey what the new day will bring for the lovers. Furthermore, the corruption of their young love is mimicked by the corruption of nature. The hatred between Capulet and Montague is so intense as to destroy the beauty in the world. Straining has associations with tension and apprehension, whilst harsh discords implies the corrupted mode of communication the lark now sings in. Harsh discords permeate the play, be it Tybalt and Benvolio in Act 1, Mercutio's death earlier in Act 3, or the airy word that has bred 3 civil brawls. The sibilance of the statement creates an unpleasant sound. Much like the lark, Juliet's words are not what the audience want to hear. Sings, sharps and tune should have associations of music and melody, and the sibilants could have created joy and energy, but instead sharps have been distorted to now emphasise the reality of Romeo's banishment piercing through into their marriage chamber. The sibilance also emphasises the intensity of their situation, stressing that the lark sings so out of tune. Although you may have much to say about this quotation, it is important that you only use it if it is relevant to the question you have been set, and so we are going to look at which essays this quotation might provide useful in. Your answer needs to be focused to fulfil Assessment Objective 1. This section helps you choose relevant quotations and link them together for stronger essays. It is certainly a useful quotation in any exploration of conflict throughout the play. The human cost of the conflict is evident in the sheer number of deaths that occur, but as we have discussed, the intensity of the conflict has infected nature, causing the beautiful lark to be interpreted as harsh. It also leads to the mental conflict both Romeo and Juliet suffer. During their conversation, they face questions of life and death, with the negative response to the light of day and song of the lark signifying the impact upon them. The quotation also allows exploration of marriage and its role within the play. The friar's plan was that this alliance may so happy prove to turn your household's rancour to pure love. He believed marriage based on true love would defeat hatred. Instead, we have confirmation that, after the consummation of the marriage, it is hatred that has defeated love, turning a lark into something so unpleasant and rendering the power of love and marriage useless in the face of such a conflict. It is also a fantastic insight into the depiction of youth within the play. This quotation comes during the verbal interplay between Romeo and Juliet as they try to desperately cling to a few more moments together before his banishment, the seriousness of which is encapsulated when Romeo affirms, I must be gone and live, or stay and die. Yet despite this deadly certainty, both he and Juliet show their naivety towards their true peril. Statements such as Romeo's, "Come, death, and welcome, Juliet wills it so," or Juliet's figurative suggestion that yon light is not daylight, I know it is some meteor that the sun exhales, could imply the intensity of their love, or convey the idea they still haven't appreciated the true nature of what they have done in marrying. That brings us to the end of our analysis of this quotation for today. I hope you found it useful, and if you have, do give a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos from the Quotation Bank. Don't forget to check out our study guides, where we follow the revision structure you've seen today on 25 key quotations, as well as being full of essay plans, revision activities and more. They're available from our website and other online stores, and follow us on social media. Send us a quotation and we'll try to help you out with your analysis. Thanks for listening, and good luck with the exams.